This is my first shot of the day, which means this audio is going to be cracking and popping. We're going to talk about that as well as a new van. Okay, this is my new Sprinter van. This is a 2019 170-inch wheelbase Sprinter van, cargo van. It has no windows in it, no back windows like my last van came with back windows, no side window. And so I'm going to be putting those 3 windows in the van. Obviously, I'm still going to be putting in a vent fan in the roof, and there's going to be another hole because I decided that this van is going to be able to be plugged into shore power. So it's going to have just a straight up 120 plug-in or 110 plug-in with a standard 3-prong plug and a couple outlets in the van, as well as a plug going to my battery bank to charge it, which again will be a Goal Zero system. I've been really happy with the Goal Zero stuff. Because of where I work, I can get it at a discount, so that's pretty cool. I haven't decided if I'm using a Goal Zero panel. I'd like a little bit more solar. The biggest panel they offer that would really work for me is 100 watts, and I want around 150 or 175. I'm still doing the math as to whether or not the bank that I'm buying, the power station that I'm buying, will handle 175 watts. And this morning I woke up and was thinking about doing a flexible series of panels on the roof, so I need to look into that as well. So let's take a quick look at the outside. So as I said, it's a 2019 cargo van. It's a 2500. It is not a 3500 like my last one was, which means I don't have the dual rear wheels. But something that I did not realize until I got home and broke out a tape measure, my last one was a long wheelbase. This is a long wheelbase extended, which means there is 15 extra inches back here behind the wheels. So that means that gives me a little bit more space within the van, which normally for I think some people would be problematic. For what I'm doing is actually a good thing. It also means that until I get a roof rack on the roof, I can fit my 16-foot long kayak, which is my second kayak, the one I normally use for students, inside the van. And since tomorrow I'm headed out to the coast, and I don't have a roof rack on the top yet, that means I'm going to be bringing that 16-foot kayak and it's going to slide right into the van. 16 feet of space to work with inside this van. Some changes in 2019. The doors still open all the way, which is nice, but they've done away with the cool magnets back here to hold them, which I really, really liked. This van does have a few dings and scratches and stuff like that. A couple little dings up there. The back door has a little dent in it that the dealer that I bought it from is going to repair at their cost. But then after buying it, I realized that there's a small dent right back here. Not that upset about it. It's going to get dinged up and such, but in general, it's in great shape. It is absolutely pristine. The biggest change for me in this van is the driver compartment has changed a lot in going to 2019. So 2019 was a refresh year for Sprinter. They redid the entire dashboard. The seats are a little bit different, but I've lost some big storage up here. Right underneath where the camera is, there was a huge storage bay, and they made it a little bit smaller and a little bit less noticeable. I lost a huge dashboard glove compartment right here, which is now just a pocket. It's got the cheap stereo in it. It doesn't have the big screen. I did pick up a rear view camera, which I'm super excited about. It makes parking this really long van much easier. I am a little concerned about if it's gonna get in the way putting my kayak up there. So I'm not quite sure how that's gonna work out. I might try and find a guy that can weld a little roll bar around it so that I don't knock the camera off. That would suck. Computer in the dashboard now telling me mileage and stuff like that. Super excited about all that stuff. Really, really happy. Even though I've lost some storage up here, it's really, really a nice refresh. So my plan is not to document every aspect of this van build, frankly, because I'm not going to have the time. It is February 23rd, and May 6th, this van has to be on the road and workable. There are a couple of things I'm concerned about, particularly during COVID and inavailability of some stuff that I might need. In particular, the tracks for the roof rack. My last van came with roof rack tracks. This one does not have them, so I need to add them, and everything roof rack in the universe is sold out. So rumor has it they'll be available in March. Here is why that is a problem, right? You might be saying, well, so just don't put a roof rack on it yet. The problem is that to put those tracks in, I have to mount them permanently to the roof, which means I have to have access to the underside, which means I can't finish the ceiling. And so I might leave a few sections of ceiling undone so I have access, but which means I have to leave parts of the insulation in the ceiling out. It's just, the building a van is very much a web of interwoven steps. So the subfloor will go in first, the wiring will go in second, the insulation will go in third, then the walls, then the ceiling. And the roof rack has to be in before the ceiling so I have access. And then it's all the finishing work. So that's the plan. I've got a rough layout with tape on the floor to get a feel for what it'll feel like and look like. And I'm sure I'll make changes, but I don't want to turn this channel into the van build channel, but there will obviously be some van build episodes. So that's what's going on with the van. I'm super excited. I think you can tell that. Super excited. The other thing that's going on is this camera, is my GoPro. I've been dealing with GoPro customer support for over a month. After patiently waiting for them to fix the audio popping problem with a firmware upgrade, I spent some time doing my own sort of research to figure out what's going on, and I'm at the point where the problem is reproducible. So it is the first shot of the day, or if the camera sits for a while, it has something to do with the internal temperature of the camera itself. So it's not that it's cold out, because it can happen when it's warm out as well, but when the camera is not itself warm internally, I get the audio popping. Drop. This is a second test to prove the hypothesis that if it's the second shot and the camera is warm, you don't get noise. I suspect it has something to do with the feature that is designed to make the battery last longer in the cold, but I have no idea. I could be wrong. So that's what's going on. I'm getting really frustrated with GoPro, and I need to stress, I love GoPro. I've been working with GoPro since the original HD Hero. I owned a HD Hero, a Hero 3, 3 Plus, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. So I skipped the 7 and the 2. This is the most trouble I've ever had with a camera. I got really upset with the customer service person on the phone the other day. They've been asking me to do more and more bizarre things and upload videos so that they can see them. And I'm starting to think it's really just to buy time. They're coming up with things for me to do while they try and figure out what's going on or what they're gonna do. They've asked me to shoot in the outdoors away from anything that might cause electrical static. They've asked me to operate the camera just with the app. Both of those things are ridiculous asks for action camera. So I think that they're just trying to buy time. But the last one that really got me was they said I am the only one having the problem. And that is just an outright lie. There are other YouTube channels that are doing the same sort of things as me. There are hundreds of entries on the community GoPro forums with people talking about the same problem. So again, I don't want this to become an ongoing theme on the channel, but it is something that needs to be talked about as I'm just not happy with the quality that I'm getting for my videos lately. So that's where we are. I'm super excited to get going on a van build. Tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, I head out to the coast with a 16-foot kayak. I'm super excited. I'd rather bring in my 17, but a 16 will do for now. And that's about it. I'll see you outside.